Joining us today is Yair Marom, a visionary leader and co-founder and CEO of Nina, where he's redefining the connected drinking experience from Tel Aviv.
I can see that if you bring a new experience and if you can bring an innovative, long-term future, visionary platforms to create an impact on industries that hasn't changed since the biblical era, you have the potential to create something great. What if we can digitize pouring? What if we can lock every bottle that's out of any distillery in the world and digitize the pouring, thus allowing eligible drinkers to drink? There is a massive difference between being a leader in the military and being a leader as a startup CEO. And the difference starts with, I'll say a few things. Developing a hardware device is a nightmare. I think that the second thing is to have the best team of developers harnessed with you. Because usually there is a dilemma for startups. And I think my biggest and my most important asset is my partner. You know, there is a saying, if your product is completely developed, you're too late in sales.
Welcome to Boardsi Leadership Talks. I'm Martin Rowinski, Boardsi CEO and co-founder. Joining us today is Yair Marom, a visionary leader and co-founder and CEO of Nina, where he's redefining the connected drinking experience from Tel Aviv. With background that spans military leadership as a squadron commander in the Israeli Air Force to diplomatic roles in Singapore. Yair's journey reflects a blend of strategic acumen and innovative thinking. He holds a master's in political science and government from the University of Haifa and Bachelor of Technology in Engineering Industrial Management from Shankar. Today, Yair brings his unique insights into entrepreneurship and leadership. Welcome, and I know you just got off of a flight not long ago, and it was quite a journey, but welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me, Martin. It's an honor to be here.
Oh, it's an honor having you here. I know we've already had our little chit-chats and a little bit of I'll talk about that later. But we're nice and relaxed and having a good conversation. So let's start talking about Nina. What is it? What inspired you to co-found Nina? And how does your platform revolutionize the connected drinking experience?
So that is a great question, Martin. And I think that I'm looking at the world and I can see that if you bring a new experience and if you can bring an innovative, long-term future, visionary platforms to create an impact on industries that hasn't changed since the biblical era, you have the potential to create something great. And my idea is when I thought about this industry, and I'm looking at $1.6 trillion worth of industry, one of the biggest motivators of the entire retail industry, and it is the alcohol industry. It has pluses, it has minuses. Okay, there's a lot of regulation, a lot of harm that can be done through alcohol, but a lot of good and a lot of happiness that can be applied with alcohol. And my question about this company and this innovative idea was, what if we can control? What if we can digitize pouring? What if we can lock every bottle that's out of any distillery in the world and digitize the pouring, thus allowing eligible drinkers to drink, preventing uneligible drinkers not to drink, reducing DUIs, and promoting fun, promoting enjoyment, promoting the experience of even self-service anywhere. And we can talk about Airbnbs, we can talk about hotel rooms, we can talk about sport arenas, we can talk about weddings, we can talk about anywhere that a human being encounters a bottle.
But how? Meet Nina. Nina is a breakthrough technology connecting leading alcohol brands and businesses with their audiences everywhere. And like never before, the Nina system addresses the new hospitality needs: self-service, experience-driven, and sustainability. Nina's cutting-edge technology allows for controlled self-service at any hotel room, short-term rental, sports arena, and other venues. Nina creates the most awesome digitized drinking experience, matching perfectly for today's guests' lifestyle.
We can create a new experience. And this is our idea. This is our innovative long-term vision.
Well, what I love about it too, it's not just about outside your home. If you're talking about control, talk about controlling it in your own home, not over drinking. Waking up the next morning and knowing how much you had to drink. I mean, that's powerful right there alone. So industry is wide open. I do want to touch base, and I mentioned it in the introduction, but your transition, your leadership transition. Obviously, you have to be a leader to be in Air Force. But how have your experiences as a squadron commander in the Israeli Air Force influenced your leadership style in this startup environment?
So I'll start by saying that there's a massive difference between being a leader in the military and being a leader as a startup CEO. And the difference starts with, once you're a squadron commander, people do whatever you tell them to do, most of them. And as a CEO, you need to be convincing. You need to be carving a real clear path. Along the way, you need to talk to your investors and so on. I think that the biggest pluses or the biggest add-ons I got from my military experience is being able to convince people to meet their goals, to meet missions. This is like Israeli Air Force is very known for its like pinpointed, mission-oriented thinking, debriefing culture. So if I'm doing a mistake, I'm debriefing it, bringing it back, making sure I don't repeat it, and become better and better along the time. So I brought a lot of the cultural thinking that I learned at the Air Force while debriefing every day, while having the routine with my team, while committing them to excellence and, marking the peaks. And if I'm summarizing everything, my theory of leadership will be, you need to mark peaks, carve the path, and people will walk it on, and they will conquer the peaks. Always have the current peak marked, and always have them know where the next peak will be at. And this is what I brought from my experience, and I think that it's proving amazingly in the startup world as well.
That's awesome. That's incredible. So you can take a piece out of that and put it into the startup.
Yep.
So along the way, challenges and lessons. What have been the biggest challenges you faced while scaling Nina, and what key lessons have you learned from them?
I'll say a few things. Developing a hardware device is a nightmare. A new hardware device that can revolutionize a certain industry. And the biggest thing or lessons learned is once you don't develop the device while knowing what you want to develop. You ask the market. You speak with the let's call it the needs, and you solve pains. You cannot develop anything, okay? Because you have a good idea. If you want to develop something, go talk to your consumers. Go talk to the sport arenas. Go talk to hotels. Ask them what are their pains. This is the way to develop something. The second thing, of course, we had COVID along the way. We had multiple this and that along the way. But I think that the second thing is to have the best team of developers harnessed with you, because usually there is a dilemma for startups. Let's do it with subcontractors. Let's develop the software with the subcontractor. Let's develop the hardware with the subcontractor. Design a company, this and that. And my CTO will manage all the subcontractors. No. I think that if you want to develop something from scratch and you want good people around you, the development cycles needs to be short and close. Because one subcontractor works on a 10-day notice, and the second works on a 20, and the third works on a 5. And to be able to coordinate everything on a short notice on a short cycle of development, it's very, very difficult. Once you have the good people on board, and the development cycles are hourly and daily conducted, the product is developed amazingly. So this is the second. If you want to build a good product, hardwood product, innovative product, bring the people on board, have the developers, the back end, the front end, the embedded, the engineering, the lab, have them sitting on a round table and developing it. I know it costs a lot of money on one hand. Subcontractors cost more. This is the second. And I think my biggest and my most important asset is my partner. If you want to build something innovative and big, as Nina is going to become very soon, you need good people around you. Start with a great partner that completes you. We're both alpha. We're both alpha. But Tal is, let's call it an engineer, designer. He's more of the walk in a spreadsheet. And I'm more of a visionary, long-term, large picture. And we complete each other. We have great relationship. 1/3 of the startups in the world fail because of founders are not successfully communicating. And I think that if you want to succeed with your startup and you want to have a great idea that comes to greatness, select your partner. 90% is partnership. 10% is the idea. The idea will pivot. The idea will change. The idea will come along. But if you have a great partner to start your journey with, you're good to go.
So it definitely sounds like, obviously, you're both alphas, but you stay in your own alpha lane.
Yeah.
So that helps.
He stayed in Israel.
Well, there you go.
He's managing the people right now.
Awesome. Obviously, there's a lot of innovation. You go everything from hardware, and we're going to look at the product. You got everything from hardware to software. How do you foster a culture of innovation and creativity within your team? Obviously, you're not outsourcing. It is a team. So how do you keep that going?
Amazing question. First of all, the team needs to always know what's the next big example, the sphere. Okay? We had the sphere project. Everybody knew what needs to be done. We need to manufacture 200 devices. We need to have the software aligned with the sphere needs. We need to have this and that needs at the back end side, and it comprises with marking the goals. Everybody should know the goals, and having the weekly routines of managing this. Now, a company has the R&D team has the software, hardware, engineering, testing, and everything. They need to know the deadline when implementation, when I'm flying to implement everything. And then you have the operations team that needs to have the communication and customer success aligned with the R&D. And the sales team needs to be aligned with everyone. This is like, if you call it in startup world, you call it product. You have a product manager that aligns all the efforts into one synchronized effort. Plus, I think it's my own character. talking to people, talking to them, telling them this is what I need. Okay, let's improve this, let's improve that. But I think that once we had the team aligned to a certain goal, we have 100% success. The company is totally aligned. If it's right or wrong or whatever, it's a great question. But this is my role. This is my role as a CEO. Just mark the peak, plant the flag, and this is where we're going.
You got to get there.
They'll get there. They'll get you there. I'm lagging here, and I'm looking at them conquering because they're all bright-eyed. They see the potential. By the way, I don't know if this is common, but they all have equity in the company. They're all partners. So, this is like it's their company, like it's mine. That's it.
Yeah, so they're every employee's equity owner.
Yeah.
There is quite a few companies in the U.S. that do that. It is a niche. I think it inspires a company to do better.
They feel that it's their own business. If the share rises, they're making more money. Yeah. And this is my scheme of every employee is getting salary, is getting stock options. And that's the way to get them motivated.
So that's your employees. Now, staying customer focused. How do you stay aligned with your customers' needs, and what role does customer feedback play into your product development?
Another great question. It's not about if you have a product and you want it to succeed, you want it to succeed. It's not about taking the product and implementing it somewhere. Say, okay, we're good to go. Next customer. You need to build the customer success management team to constantly interact and know your customers. And it's not just the reports, and it's not just the monitoring the behavior of the success of the customer of the product. It's about knowing their birthday. It's about emotionally connecting with them. So embedding a new technology somewhere, anywhere, okay, in a school, in a factory, in a sport arena, in a hotel. The commitment of the other side of your client will be different if they're facing a true warm-hearted company that sees them and interacts with them and brings not just success and money, but also a personal interaction with them. Okay, we're friends.
Yeah.
And the other side will be if you want to have just implementing and throwing the product somewhere and just close the door and good luck with that. It's bound to fail. And I have multiple examples about companies that I know that just through their devices, they weren't completely developed. There is a saying, if your product is completely developed, you're too late in sales. You're too late. But I know of multiple examples that companies threw their products and shut the door, and the product was out of there in no time. On the contrary, if there is someone on the other side that has a warm hug from you and wants your success to become his, boom. Again, you're succeeding with the implementation. And this is what we're doing. We have a great operations team and customer success management team. We have great customers. We are connected to them, and we see great results with them.
I also feel like if you do have that friendship there, they're still your client, obviously. And if they're making money, that's a great thing. Positive to a friendship add-on. But I feel like they will be honest and give you feedback. Good or bad, but they'll give you the good feedback, keep you going, but they also might bring ideas to you. And that's how you grow. Keep getting better.
I agree, because I think the world is changing. Okay, every business in the world is changing. You know, they're evolving through their seasonal behavior. They're evolving through their needs. Of course, employees are changing positions. And if you have like someone as your customer saying, "Listen, Nina, we need this and that, and we have an idea. How about bringing bottle service, like we mentioned before, into VIP suites in sport arenas?" Boom. And we developed this. And they're, another thing, they're changing their POS system. Okay. How about integrating with them? They're bringing a new AI system to have the customer journey become easier. Boom. We're integrated with them, and everything comes from communicating. If you're sitting on a bench and waiting for someone to call your name, you're too late. You're too late. And if you're on the field and you're playing with them, you have the game.
Yeah. That's teamwork.
That's teamwork.
So, global strategy, given your background in international relations, how has that influenced your strategy for taking Nina to a global market?
I think that I have experience both in the Southeast Asian market, U.S. market. I'll say one thing, as an Israeli, okay? You need to understand the culture. Every place is different, okay? If you're going to America, you need to think revenue, you need to think on a very, very big scale point of view. If you cannot act small. And you need to think like a nationwide point of view, okay? Like operations. If it's not scalable, it's not fit to America. If you're looking at London, for example, it's different. London is like more of the regulations regarding the alcohol is different. People's atmosphere is different. People drink beer.
And that's all of it.
Now they tend to drink more whiskey because of the dietary, but soccer is great. So go to soccer stadiums. You say soccer, but they call it football.
They call it football in Poland too.
Exactly. Southeast Asian, how to interact, how to conduct business. Sometimes experience is more important than money making. Okay, sometimes respect is more important than the experience itself. So I think that different cultures globally bring you to conduct business in a different manner. And if you're coming like in a linear point of view, saying, guys, this is my product, this is what I'm selling, and this is how it works, you'll fail. But if you have like a Latin America point of view, US point of view, Europe point of view, Southeast Asia point of view, and it's different, and you adjust yourself to thinking globally, you're bound to succeed. This is my point of view.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Can you share your core philosophy on leadership and how it guides your decision making at Nina?
Yes, I can. I think that I heard Steve Jobs say this, but I truly believe in this phrase. It's not about telling people, managing people and telling them what to do. It's about marking goals, marking dates, marking peaks, like I just said before, and letting people surprise you. My biggest asset with my employees is that I ask them to surprise me. The second philosophy is it's okay to make mistakes. I had a few employees that they had two options. Either I'm wrong or they're sick. Nothing in between. and I can't work with someone who cannot take responsibility for his own mistakes. And you see it immediately. Okay, once you're CEO, you see where people make mistakes. So I'm welcoming mistakes. And I think that the one thing you want is for people to learn from their mistakes, correct them, and not repeat them. That's my philosophy. Like, mark the picks, let them lead, and allow them to make mistakes.
I think that's the only way they're going to learn, right?
The only way that the motivation of the entire organization will generate the energy to conquer new challenges. Because if you're micromanaging things, you'll get tired eventually. Okay, you'll get tired eventually. You'll miss things because they'll become bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and you can't control it. You want your people to feel obligated by knowing that their goals and knowing that it's okay to make mistakes. Thus, being able to take decisions. Hey, we're gonna do this and that. Boom, it's happening. 180 degrees backwards? No, you made a mistake. Okay, let's learn from it. Happened. It's okay.
Hope you learn from it.
Yeah.
What trends do you see shaping the tech industry in the next 5 years, particularly in connected consumer devices?
It's a wide question. I'll say a few things about IoT, Internet of Things. Internet of Things is the driver of data and knowledge in places where data and knowledge were not available before. Why? Because you need sensors. You need something to bring projection of what's happening out there. This technology is, if you look and you have the financial technology, you have the POS. I'm talking hospitality right now. You have the point of sale systems. You have the AI and customer journey systems. You have the inventory and the human resources management systems. What happens at the dark places where, for example, someone walks into a hotel room and disappears? What happens there? And I think that if you're having sensors to project the reality from that specific locations, a sport arena VIP suite, for example, it brings new opportunities. My vision is that technology will become smaller, communication will become faster, and I think that the last thing will be the battery. Battery will allow longer lasting devices. Nina has faced all of them and came up with a great solution, breaking the devices into the most, let's call it, suitable device for hospitality. This is one. The second is the micro trends. Where the world is heading to? Digitization, AI, personalization, connectivity, and socialization, even metaverse. Okay, the world is going into these micro trends that will shape the way hospitality will look like, the way our entertainment will look like, the way retail will sell. You see, e-commerce is becoming dramatic. And I think that if a company will be able to surf on these micro trends and mark them as its long-term strategy while developing pain relief for the current needs of the industry, you have a perfect alignment. Okay, if a company builds a product that doesn't align with the future but solves local pains, it will fade out. But if you have like a perfect alignment with a company that develops an alignment with the current trends but can see the future, boom, this is a unicorn. This is the next unicorn.
Yeah, I agree. A little bit more personal. How do you continue to grow and develop as a leader? Are there particular books, mentors, or philosophies that you find invaluable? And I know we spoke off record about some of the great people that are on your board, and they're probably great mentors, but I'm just assuming that. I'll let you answer that.
So, yes, and yes. I think that mostly is talking to people and meeting people like yourself, Martin, and experiencing and not being afraid to walk out of the office and meet people. I have few mentors. Some of them are active board members. Some of them advise me. But talk to people. Don't be afraid to share your idea from scratch, from day one. Don't be afraid to share your idea. Talk to people. Advise with smart people. They will always be kind. They will connect you to the second and the third tier of advisors. be honest. Don't, if you ask me, one of the biggest assets of my 6 years of working in Nina is I'm always telling the truth. I'm not bullshitting. I'm not telling big dreams. I'm always telling the truth. This is the problems. This is the advantages. What do you think? And I'm always sharing good ideas. Last will be like personally, the work and life balance of having a family. I have 4 kids, having a happy wife.
Happy wife, happy life.
Exactly. And bringing this happiness into Nina, into the company. And a lot of energy comes with a CEO that's happy to come to work every day.
I'd have to agree, and speaking the truth, or I like to just say be transparent, is so powerful. And I think a lot of people take it for granted, or don't want to be transparent, or they think that they say something might be wrong, but it's the best way to be. Just be transparent, be open.
You cannot raise money if you're not transparent. You cannot.
Yeah.
Okay? And if you don't have the moral value of feeling that you own money to your investors and you want them to be successful, it's not about you being successful. It's not about your company. It's their money. I'm fine, coach. I'm saving every dime because it's not my money. Okay? The lean startup. Okay? Once you have this passion of bringing your company to greatness and making your investors and your employees live on a transparent ecospace, you're good to go.
Well, I treasure the fact that you flew all the way from Tel Aviv to share all this, but you can't stop without sharing Nina.
Yeah.
So let's talk about it.
So, camera.
Yep, you're on that one right now.
Okay.
I'll zoom into you.
So we're the only company in the world that has developed a locking mechanism that locks completely locks every ball. You cannot take it off, and a device that allows you to pour. And the fact that you can scan a QR code, and I'll show you how it works.
It's really easy. We've been doing this for a while.
You just scan a QR code. It pops up. The web app pops up. You hit drink, and the bulb opens up. And then all you have to do is pour. And let's say I poured half a shot, and Martin here gets the rest.
Oh boy. So it shuts off, just in case you didn't hear that.
Yeah, it shuts off automatically. And we just had a shot. Half belongs to Martin, half of me. Cheers, Martin.
Cheers.
Thanks for having me here.
Thanks for coming.
And it's working.
Is Jameson. And I will add to it because obviously we've been playing with the device, or I've been playing with the device. It shuts off. It's 100% controllable, as in if I'm the bar owner, I can set it what's how much is going to pour, right? When it shuts off. It can be 1 ounce, it can be 2 ounces. It measures it out.
1.25, 1.5, whatever you decide.
So full control. I can't wait to see this product go everywhere. It's going to be in my house, but I don't know if you knew that yet.
Yeah, this is what
I'm going to start charging everybody at my house.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming out. Absolute pleasure meeting you. I love your product, and I think it's a hit.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks.